pretty much sorted out around the forehead and the sides here. And we can turn to the central part, which is the nose and the eyes as one unit, if you like, and then the mouth and these leaves down here. So I'm going to deal with this part here next. It's important to understand exactly what we're doing before we start carving. So let me just explain where we're going with this. The eyes here need to be much deeper. It's quite sunken. And by pushing the eyes back, this cheek will come more to the fore. The nose has to come down in a smooth curve. There's no hard line here. So it comes smooth down over the cheek and then into this groove here. So this groove is where the cheek sort of merges in, and these leaves sort of cover the cheek. So we want to give a sense of that cheek going under the leaves. We need to cut in here to give the top of the nose and give the nose some shape, and then down here we're going to create the nostrils, but that bit we'll put in fairly late because that's a little bit of a detail. So let's start moving some wood here at the eyes. So pick a tool that matches the curve of the eyebrow there and slice round and right into that sort of angled V-shaped junction with the top of the eyebrow. Push the corner right in on both sides and you can nick out a sort of bit of a V-shaped groove just there on both sides. Here I'm using my gouge upside down to give the nose a bit of a profile. I'm removing some of the original surface of the wood, giving a little bit of a shape here when seen side on. Then from here I've turned to the side of the nose and bring it down in a curve down towards the cheek. So there's no hard line between the cheek and the nose. That's quite important. I'm also paying attention to the depth of the cheeks. So I've remarked those. And now I'm trying to get some depth under the eyebrows. I'm using a mallet because this is quite hard wood and cutting away quite deeply under there, look. Now here I've got a number 10 gouge, which means that I can turn it to the side and actually merge it in a little bit. So this is quite a good gouge, a number 10 for U-shaped gouge for getting in here. So I'm pushing right into that hollow there. Now at this point, you see I couldn't get into that corner, so I need to switch to something that's bent. So I'll have a go with this one, see how I get on. Still a bit tight, but I can twist the gouge a little bit to make it access better. Changing to a high angle grip, trying to shape the bottom of the eye. And I've now turned to a deeper gouge, scooping round, so that the cheek is now higher than the eyeball. You see the cheek goes down into the eyeball. So where I'm working on here is quite a deep recess in there. And with a mallet and appropriate gouge, I can cut the brow and then cut it into the junction of the nose. Make sure I go right into there like that. So this is quite a deep shadow, so we want to get quite a lot of drama in there. And back again, backwards and forwards, deepening the eyeball. You can see the eyeball there starting to sort of come in, and you need to shape that first before you put the iris and all that part in. So there's the eyebrow, and now I'm running the gouge round, bringing the cheek round and down into that recess, that deep bit in there. So the eyeball has got to be rounded. It's not a flat surface, and eventually so I'll have to work on both sides. I'll be working on this side as well, starting to bring some of the leaves into the cheek on that side. And now I'm coming down to the bottom of the cheek, so to create some of that, the junction between the upper lip and the bottom of the cheek. And I've got the tool upside down so that the shape of my gouge is related to the curve that it's trying to cut. So I'm not going into the corner of the nose yet. I'm just trying to get some shape in here and deepen that into that corner. So back I go, backwards and forwards. I'm now back at the spoon bent gouge. What I'm doing here is try and give the eyeball itself a bit of rounded shape, although it's not showing up too well in this clip here. It looks a little flat, but I'm trying to get the eyeball round, and I'm trying to scoop this cheek round and into the recess in the brow there. See how the tool comes round like that. This is a nice movement. Get a nice smooth surface. So mark the iris, and then you can deepen the eyeball effect around the iris symmetrically. And then you can copy this, so you've got something to copy on both sides. And then you can work more on the outside leaves and draw those down into the eye. And you see the cheek is so much higher than the eyeball and the leaves at this point. And that gives a nice lot of shadow. So go as far as this, copy this on the other side, and this will do for the moment. And then we'll go to the nose itself and the upper lip in the next lesson. So move that along.